everyone, it's Kelly here. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time. Welcome back if you've been before. Lovely to have you either way. On this channel we talk books, and today I am recording a reading vlog. It is a random Wednesday. I'm not normally home on a Wednesday. This seems to be the the pattern that I'm falling into here with my reading vlogs is I'm home sick and then I do a reading vlog. But I guess it is a good time to do reading because when you're not well, you need to be, you know, resting and not doing things that are too vigorous. So reading is an excellent hobby for such times. Okay, so today I am going to be doing a couple of different things. So at the same time as I'm doing this reading that I want to do today, I'm also attending a virtual conference. So when I got sick yesterday, so I was home yesterday as well, it happened to coincide with a virtual conference that was going on called run by the Yellow Ladybugs group, which is I think they're Melbourne based, and they're a group to support autistic young girls and gender diverse children. And I am a learning and support teacher. That's one of the jobs that I do when I'm at school. I'm a school teacher. And so I've been thinking about this conference anyway. You know, signing up for it is by the by because, you know, it basically you can watch the videos later, so you don't have to attend the sessions live. I've been thinking about whether or not I want to do, but when I got sick yesterday and I was like, you know what, I don't think I can go in. I am really, like, my energy levels were super low. I wasn't feeling right. I needed to go to the doctor, and I was like, you know what, I am going to buy that pass. So I have done that. Yesterday I watched quite a lot of them, which I had been thinking about doing a reading vlog yesterday, and it just didn't happen. I didn't get that much reading done. Although I did finish a book yesterday, which I had been reading, which was this one, A Psalm for the Wild, built by Becky Chambers. I will talk about this when I wrap up my reading for this month, but I enjoyed it. This is my very brief review. I enjoyed it. Did not quite meet my expectations, and maybe that's on me because maybe I had built up expectations that were beyond what they should have been, but it didn't quite meet my expectations. It was still a 3.75 star for me though. Okay, so I did finish a book yesterday, but it happened in the evening when I went to bed. So today, having just finished that book, Don't Fight. Thank you. I've got two cats who are sitting in front of the heater. It is quite a chilly day today, so it's 12 degrees Celsius today, which is probably one of the coldest days that we've had in Sydney. Like, as in overnight it can get a little cooler than that, but during the day 12 degrees is pretty cold. So we're sitting in front of the heater today, and the cats are very happy that I'm home so that the heater can be on, because when we're not home the heater is not on. So anyway, they're both trying to jockey for position in front of the heater, although there was a cute little moment that happened before where one of them was sleeping with their head on using the other one as a pillow, which was very cute. Anyway, where was I? So yes, I finished a book yesterday. So what I'm going to do today, so less of the sessions are calling to me today to watch live. There are a couple that I want to watch live, so I'm going to watch one that's at just after 11:30. I've set an alarm. It is now coming up to 11. It's 10:55. So what I thought I would do is I'm going to show you the books that I am thinking about reading today. This may 100% change as the day goes on. So at the moment I am taking part in a readathon with a group that I'm part of, a group of readers that I'm part of. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to get through some more of my 24 and 24 books. So at the end of last year, I picked out 24 books off my shelf that I wanted to get read this year. They were books that are priorities. And it has been award season, literary award season. So I have not been reading these books as diligently as I would have liked. So A Psalm for the Wild Built that we just talked about before was one of them. And I've got 2 other books that meet prompts for this readathon that we're doing that I am wanting to read in these last 2 weeks of the month. So one of them is Heartstopper. This is volume 1. I have never read Heartstopper, which seems like a weird thing to say out loud, but I've never read it before. I have, obviously, this one, and then on my book cart I've got 2 more. I've got 2 and 3. So if I really enjoy this, then I'll continue on with the series. If I don't, I'll donate those, because I found those 2 secondhand. So Heartstopper is one of the things that I want to read. Now, I don't probably need to give you much of a synopsis of what Heartstopper is about, because I think most of us have heard of it. But on the back it says, boy meets boy, boys become friends, boys fall in love. So essentially that is what happens in Heartstopper Volume 1. This is also a Netflix series. I don't have Netflix. We just don't watch enough TV to justify paying for it. So there are a few shows on Netflix that I probably would like to see. Heartstopper might be one of them. But yeah, I can't justify paying the money for it. I spend my money elsewhere. So anyway, I have not seen the show, but I thought I would like to at least try the series and see if I like it. So Heartstopper Volume 1 is one of the things. The other one that I have for the from my 24 and 24 list that I decided to see if I could get to in these last 2 weeks of the month is Song of the Sun God by Shankari Chandran. Now, I read and loved Chai Time at Cinnamon Gardens, which was the winner of the Miles Franklin Award last year. And this is a backlist title for her that I really want to get to. I also have, and actually this is probably the great time to talk about it. So she was at the Sydney Writers Festival, and a friend of mine that I work with, we went to her talk, and then she signed my book. So yeah, we got to go and see her talk, and that was actually a really, really good talk. Yeah, very, very interesting. So anyway, that's her new book, Safe Haven, that I definitely also want to get to really soon. But I also really want to read her backlist titles. So I have this one, and I have her other one, but this is the one that I put onto my 24 and 24 list. So this one is probably going to take me a little bit longer. It's 385 pages long, so that's not ridiculous, but it's not tiny. So yeah, I would like to at least make a start on this one today. And the other book that I've got on the go at the moment, which was just a really random one, so actually this, I probably could put this one onto my, towards my challenge, my Sirens reading challenge, which all the links to my challenges are down below, always in the, it's not the comments, description, in the description. So this, I could definitely put this on as my audiobook one, because I picked it up really randomly. It wasn't something that I planned. It was a go with the flow moment. So, and that is Salonika Burning by Gail Jones. So I also have a physical copy of this, but I've picked it up on audiobook. Now, the only thing is, I'm not getting into this. This is, I am 28 pages into it, and it's not a super long book. 246 pages of story, and they're very sparse pages. Yeah, so this one's interesting. So essentially it's about, so it's set in Macedonia in 1917, and the city of Salonika is it says in the description, is engulfed by fire as all of Europe is ravaged by war. Amid the destruction are those who have come to the front lines to heal: surgeons, ambulance drivers, nurses, orderlies, and other volunteers. 4 of them, Stella, Olive, Grace, and Stanley, are at the centre of this story that is inspired by wartime experiences of Australians, Miles Franklin and Olive King, and British painters Grace Palethorpe and Stanley Spencer. Okay, so that does actually pull it together a little bit. I probably should have read this. So at the moment, we're jumping between the perspectives of all of 4 of these people. I didn't realise Stella was Miles Franklin. Okay, that makes sense. That is her name. Her name is Stella. But at the moment, the 3 women of those 4, Stella, Olive, and Grace, are really indistinct to me. They haven't got a very clear voice, individualized voice. Okay. No fighting. Stop it. Yeah, so they don't have a clear voice yet in the story, and I'm finding it hard to follow who we're following. And I'm wondering if that is partly to do with listening to it on audiobook rather than reading it with my eyeballs. But, yeah, that's just where we are with this book at the moment. So, probably continue with this one a little bit today. I'm hoping that it starts to kind of come together a little bit for me, because I don't want to DNF it, but I'm really not feeling it at the moment. So I don't know whether I'll continue listening to it on audiobook or if I'll switch to the paper copy. So we'll see. So those are the 3 books that I'm thinking I'm possibly going to be reading during this vlog today. But we will see, because if none of these is like calling to me strongly, then I might switch to something else. Anyway, let's make a start. So I think what I'm going to start on is I'm going to start Song of the Sun God and see how we go. But first of all, I need to pick out a bookmark, because I have many, many bookmarks, and I really like to kind of match the vibes or the colours. That's it. No, not quite. Of the book cover with the bookmark that I choose. Although maybe, I don't know. A lot of these are very autumnal themed bookmarks, just because that's where we are. Whoops, that's where we are. In the year, although it's now winter, but yeah, that's sort of where I've been drawn with my bookmark purchasing of late, but I know I do have some more kind of sunny ones. Nothing's screaming out to me here, which is a shame. I need to get some more like bright coloured ones, because a lot of these are more chill vibes. That one might work. Not quite the right pink. So, decisions. Right. Oh. No, maybe not. This one's probably a little bit too happy for the content of the book. See, I've got quite a few that have the pink, but it's not the right pink. Okay, I think the one that I was looking for must currently be in another book, because I've got one that's got lots of sunflowers on, so I must have it currently in use. Okay. Here's what we're going to go with. It's not quite the right vibe, but it is what it is. So, we're going to go with this bookmark, which hopefully you can see. I don't think holding it closer is going to help much, because you've got no light there. But yeah, I'm going to go with this one, which is a little green shelf moment with lots of colourful books on. So that is my bookmark that I'm going to use. Oh! It already has one in. Okay, I had my Capricorn, because that is my star sign, my Capricorn bookmark. I guess because in Australia, that's a sunny time. My birthday is in January. Okay, do I want to switch? Yes, I think I do. We're going to go with the bright one, and the Capricorn one can go away for another time. Alright, so Song of the Sun God is the one I'm going to make a start on now. I've got about 20 minutes or so before I need to kind of stop and get ready for the next session that I want to attend at the conference. So let me read the first little bit of this book. Okay, the first section is called Attrition. Chapter 1, Colombo, 1932. If you're going to do something, son, you should do it properly, he said to Rajan. The boy had never seen a monk like that before, completely naked, his light brown skin unimpaired by clothing. At his feet lay the orange robe of his order. He had taken it off and, making sure all the edges were aligned into a perfect square, had placed it neatly on the pavement. His movements were slow and deliberate. So I finished the first chapter. I'm about to attend a session, so I'm going to stop there for now. So at the moment we've met the two young people who are going to end up being married to each other, as we've met them as children. So I think before I might not have given you the synopsis of the book. So let me read from the back so that you are on board with what's going on. So Nala and Rajan, so they're the two that we've just met in the first chapter. A young couple begin their married life in 1946. So in the first chapter we're in the 1930s, so it begins in 1932, and then the last bit is in 1939. So it's sort of happening, this is like prior to, I don't know what they call it in Sri Lanka, but where the Tamil people are being persecuted and kind of, I guess it's like an uprising, a civil war. So anyway, this is sort of, the stirrings of that are beginning to happen. So it says, Nala and Rajan, a young couple, begin their married life in 1946 on the eve of Ceylon's independence from Britain. Arranged in marriage, they learn to love each other and protect their growing family against the backdrop of increasing ethnic tension. As the country descends into a bloody civil war, okay, civil war is what we're talking about, Nala and Rajan must decide which path is best for their family and live with the consequences of their mistakes. Over time, Nala and Rajan teach their family why some parts of their history and heritage are worth holding on to, and why some parts and people have to be left behind. So this is a sort of a family saga in a way, because it's spanning 3 generations of a family. So we're starting with Nala and Rajan, and then presumably we get to hear about their children and grandchildren as well as the book goes on. So yeah, so far so good. The writing is really good, and I'm starting to kind of like get the picture of what the childhood experiences of these characters are. So looking forward to continuing on with this one as the day goes on. But I'm going to pause now. I've got my cup of tea, and I'm going to watch a session from the conference now, and then we might have a bit of lunch and continue reading. Okay, my phone died, so I had to stop listening to my audiobook, but I did get a fair way through. I'm about the halfway point now, so checking back in with my physical copy, I'm about page 124, and can report things have become more clear as to which character we're talking about, and they've sort of differentiated themselves a little bit more. So I think I just needed to give it a little bit more time to get there. And it did also help to know that Stella was Miles Franklin, or loosely based on the life of Miles Franklin. And can I just say, she does not come off well in this account. There's some very interesting things in here, and I would, after I finish this book, I might look at reading a bit more about the truth behind, like, what's true about this book. So anyway, we're doing well. But you would have seen a clip of me. I was listening to this audiobook while I was doing some work out in the garden, and listening while I was sort of pulling weeds. So I've got this little ongoing project that I'm working on, and I'm just trying to do it really slowly, of fixing up the paved area out the back, because it had gotten a little bit out of control. So I've been slowly chipping away at it and not overtaxing myself, just doing a little bit at a time. So I've been just sort of going and pulling a few bits up and taking them out to the green waste bin. So yeah, that's where we're at. I've done no further reading of Song of the Sun God, though I was where I got up to. Sorry, no, I have, because I just didn't report back to you. So in between two sessions of the conference that I was attending, I read a little bit more. So I've learnt a little bit more about this couple, and it was quite like a sweet introduction to them, in terms of like her being a very strong-willed character, a person with a strong sense of self, and then how that kind of plays out in their arranged marriage, and them kind of discovering their connection together, physical and emotional connection together. So that was quite nice, and I am looking forward to continuing on with this one, but I thought what I would do now, because it's now, I have no idea what time. I put my phone down out the back and I forgot to pick it up before I came and sat back down. Anyway, it's probably about 5 o'clock. So my husband's going to be home in a little bit. So what I thought I would do is I would pick up Heartstopper and have a go. I suspect I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. There's not a lot of text on the pages. So yeah, I think I can probably zip through, in fact, and there's a good chance I'll be able to finish this today as well as start it today. So let's do that, and then I will check back in with you. I have a pirate cat happening here. I'm more than halfway through Heartstopper. Loving it. It's really cute. But I just had a fun moment that I thought I would share. So this is Nick and Charlie are the two main characters, who are sort of very slowly kind of coming to realise they have feelings for each other. But Nick is the big footballer, Charlie's kind of the skinny runner of the two, and he is out as gay. And Nick, I think, is sort of just like questioning and realising he's gay, I guess, or at least bisexual. And they've just been over at each other's houses, and Nick is at Charlie's house. And they sort of have this moment where they have a hug that then ends, and then Nick leaves, and the sister appears out of nowhere, and she's like, I don't think he's straight. It's really cute. I loved it. It was very funny. It made me laugh. But anyway, super cute. enjoying it. I'm going to finish it now, I think. This is fun. Ooh, bye. Finished it. That was quite the ending, but I loved it. That was great. Really good. And now I'm really keen to read read the next one. But I just wanted to share this. Hopefully you can see it. So there's little character profiles, and there's one for Nick's dog, which I think is adorable. So yeah, loved it. Loved it a lot. And I'm definitely going to keep going with this series. What would I rate it? I feel like this is possibly even a 5-star. Maybe. I have to keep thinking about that, but yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take a pause from reading for a little bit, but I'll definitely do a little bit more reading before the end of the night. Well, I say definitely. If something doesn't come up, I'll definitely, maybe, probably do some more reading. So I'll check back in with you once I've done that. Hello. I'm in bed. The lighting in here is not great for filming, but fine for reading. I've just finished off the 3rd chapter of Song of the Sun God, and that's going to be my last lot of reading for today. I'm enjoying it so far. I think, again, like I said, the writing is really good, and I'm sort of starting to feel more connected to the characters now, which is great. So yeah, I'm keen to keep going. So far so good. So yeah, I mean, that's it. That's my reading day today. Thanks so much for joining me. I think it's been a pretty successful day. I've finished a book. I've made really good progress on my audiobook, and I've made a start on this one. So I think that's a thumbs up. Good outcome for the day. So yeah, like I said, thank you very much for joining with me today. It's been a bit of a weird vibe, I think, for a reading vlog, but yeah, a good reading day. Thanks again, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.